Hello all, time for another update on the 728i. I introduced it, I believe, in my last video and outlined what I might be doing on it. Basically, it's going to be pretty much a full restoration, and I've started on several aspects of it, ordering parts, swapping out parts, cleaning, lots of cleaning. I'll just take you through what I've done since the last time. The radio module has arrived, so it's been installed in the trunk. Everything's all go there. The subwoofers are actually okay. I might look to improve them. I'm still thinking about what to do. I have got another set of subwoofers that I might get repaired locally and swap them in and see what difference that makes. Interior wise, I haven't done too much, just swapped out a couple of things, one being the glove box. I'll put another glove box on. The original one was broken, so that's done. But interior wise, not much more. I've got a couple of rear windows to collect end of this month. These ones have delaminated, and I've got some leather restoration paint to repaint at least the front seats, possibly the back seats. On the bodywork, I've just been going around repairing the few small dings that were there. There's some down there on the doors, little bits around the place, and there was some above the right rear tail light. Had a play with starting to sand back stuff, but haven't really got too far with that. Today I've just taken this sill off, cleaned it all up, taken the wheel arch liners out. They are absolutely toast. I've got some new ones, as I said last time, but they're probably going to go on the 740, and the new ones and the ones with the 740 are going to come into here. Although if you disturb a wheel arch liner, that's the time when they usually break and crumble. So still thinking about that. The 728 might be the lucky recipient of new wheel arch liners. Suspension, I've just ordered some more arms, the front smaller arms and the rear larger arms. I've got a set of rear smaller arms, and I've got some bushes for the main control arms on the front, so that they're all going to get swapped out in due course. This is, in the coming months I'll be doing all this, not tomorrow. Today also I just changed out the fuel filter, put a new one in, and gave it a bit of a clean along here as well, just because I do. The original one was the original one, dated 2001. The main action lately though has been in the engine. As I said in a Facebook post, I'm trying to stem the leakage of fluids out of the engine bay. So I have taken the inlet manifold off this and everything else around it, and I have replaced several items, namely the CCV system completely, the valve and the pipe work, all 4 pipes. I've replaced the power steering lines, hoses, and the reservoir. They were leaking. The CCV was leaking. I've replaced the belts and a couple of the pulleys. I've replaced the water pump and the thermostat, both new. The alternator is a little bit gravelly in the bearings, but not too bad. Everything else is all right. The power steering pump had a good clean. I took the oil filter housing off, and the usual gasket change was done there. That was quite a major leak. I'm hopeful it might be the main oil leak apart from the CCV, but the sump gasket may also be leaking. So I'm going to, once I've got this car running again, which I don't know when that'll be, I will assess, and if the sump gasket needs doing, then I'll do that. The radiator came out and had a clean, and all the dirt and leaves around it were cleaned. I'm buying a new fan shroud. They are particular to the 728, I believe, so got one coming. It was a cheapie from Spiritto. We'll see what it's like. Replacing hoses. The coolant hoses, I'm replacing a few of them. The control valve has been dismantled and refurbished. It was completely rusted up, especially on one side. And when I back flushed the heater core, I got green water out of one side and brown water out of the other. So I hope the heater core's all right. But that should resolve that. And I've drained the block of all the coolant, so the system's completely empty now, and I've got some new genuine coolant to go in. I got the valve cover off. Take it off properly. Engine is remarkably clean, despite the life this car's had. I'm very pleased with the colour of that internals. I am waiting on a varnish refurbishment kit to arrive, and then I'm going to take the varnish off and put new O-rings and seals in there. New valve cover gasket to go on. I've just replaced the spark plugs. I'm thinking of doing a secondary air pump system delete. Not even sure if it works at the moment. Got to put some voltage onto the pump to see if it's working, but yeah, that may be, it serves no real purpose apart from getting the cats up to temperature quicker, I believe. So yeah, this has been the effort lately. I will leave it in this state for a while. I've got brake rotors to go on up there, new pads. I might paint the calipers, things like that. I'm going to clean the wheel arches. It's all going to take time, but yeah, it's getting the love. It's getting attention. So it's going to eventually go to a new home, and I will want to recoup what I've put into it. Having said that, there's no labour content, it's just parts and my time as a hobby. So if someone who's after something like this appreciates the extensive amount of work that's going into it, to be honest, this could be the car for you, ultimately. The transmission, I've got a kit to give that a oil change and filter. There is a code on the torque converter for too much slip and lock up. I've had that on 740. It generally means a torque converter refresh, but I'll give it an oil change and do a bit of driving and see where we go with that one. The shocks, I'm still undecided. Of course, I need to assess if these SEDC shocks actually work and are okay, if they've got a little bit of life in them. If so, then they'll stay in the car. I'd like that function to remain. If they're completely shot or the system's not working at all, then the only real option is to install some new aftermarket shocks, like excuse me, the genuine Sarch or Bilstein B4s, and some new springs. So thinking about that. So yeah, that's a quick update. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, bye bye.